Welcome to the house that dignity built. I'm Dr. Dainty Glover Jones, and I am honored that you are listening to our second message of our 2016-2017 series called The Sum of Peace. For the months of September and October, our speakers will be on one accord by speaking and teaching about the concept of prayer's effect upon peace in our land. I dedicate today's message to anyone who was affected by the September 11, 2001 tragedy that involved the Twin Towers in New York. May God add a healing blessing to this word, and may He use me to encourage, empower, and inspire. This message is called Ashes, Ashes, We All Fall Down, Finding Peace from the Twin Towers Tragedy. One might remember the nursery rhyme of yesteryear. Ring a ring of roses, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Some theorists believe that this rhyme was about bowing or curtsying, while others, after the 1950s, think it is about people who died from a plague called Black Death. Some versions of this poem replaced ashes, ashes with words that sounded like sneezes. Poets would call these words examples of onomatopoeia. When I think of this poem, I think of the ashes that covered the land after the Twin Towers went down. I was so worried about my family members in New York, hoping that they were nowhere near the buildings or the ashes that covered the city like a polluted snowfall. The air looked like war. Our people looked like refugees, but they were home in their own territory. For a while, my fear paralyzed me. I didn't feel that I could protect my daughter. I left work early in hopes of getting to her, hoping that we would be safe, hoping that if that moment was my last, that I could at least spend it with my loved ones. I felt hurt, helpless, and hopeless. My joy had vanished, and my peace was disturbed. I wondered how I would return to my regular self. I was afraid for my family and my country. I knew that war was imminent, but I didn't think winning it would really stop terrorism. And this was the reason that I grieved. I knew that America would be a different place, which is evident now, with more people majoring in homeland security and airports taking extra measures before people can fly. This moment is like the one in Tamala Mann's song called Take Me to the King. She sings, "Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I try to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do." The Bible tells us that Mordecai of the book of Esther in chapter 4 knew that at a time like this, one had to pray. He tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and fell down to pray. Job knew that at a time like this, one had to pray. He fell down and repented in dust and ashes as he learned a lesson about God and suffering. Even those that previously did not believe in God learned to acknowledge him, such as King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, who saw the miracle of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego being safe from a scorching furnace. He asserted that no other God can save in this way, as stated in Daniel chapter 3, verse 29. Esther knew that at a time like this, one had to pray. So she asked her fellow believers to fast and pray. And after fasting and praying, she knew that she had to see the king. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart is torn to pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne and leave me there alone to gaze upon his glory and sing to him my song. Take me to the king. Ashes, ashes, they all fell down. They fell down to pray because they encountered struggles that were larger than life. They fell down to pray because they were not able to solve these dilemmas by themselves. They fell down to pray because they served a God of miracles. Take me to the king who parted the Red Sea. Take me to the king who brought sight to the blind. Take me to the king who banished demons, who healed the issue of blood, who fed thousands with a few fish and loaves of bread, who conquered death, who sacrificed his life for you and for me, for we fell down to pray. We prayed for peace. We prayed for healing. We prayed for justice. We prayed for protection. We prayed for understanding. We fell down to pray. And out of the ashes, peace was reborn. Out of the ashes, we cleaned the city. We cleaned our psyches and we cleaned our hearts. Out of the ashes, we survived and we began anew. Brothers and sisters, if this message resonates with you because of your possible grief or pain or fear, then take a moment to approach the King of Kings to make your request known. Please don't carry that unnecessary burden by yourself. Let God lighten that load so that you can replace it with the glory of carrying your calling, your peace, and your joy instead. Out of the ashes, may your peace be restored. I'm Dr. Dainty Glover Jones, and this has been a message from the house that dignity built. Stay tuned for lecture notes for this sermon on September 13th at our website that is posted on this YouTube channel. Amen and Ashe.